Welcome, everybody. We're going to let people filter in, give it a few minutes. We'll get things started. All right. I still see people filtering in, so we'll give it a moment. All right, we'll get things kicked off. So a quick little typical maintenance thing. Um, for those of you who'd love to participate, we love it when you do. So this would be great. We've got the chat. You can talk to everyone there. So preferably, banter, communication, fun stuff. Put that all in the chat. If you've got questions you actually want the Augmentt team to answer, please use the Q&A. That allows me to track it, make sure we've answered everyone, or get back to you if we couldn't get an answer live. So let's kick things off. So first of all, quick intro for those of you who are new with us. My name is Robbie. I'm VP of Product here. I just want to restate the reason we do these is for you. This is not, marketing or sales promotion here. What we try to do is give you a glimpse of what happened within the last month, what we're working on, where we're going. So this is meant to be interactive and feedback. That means tell us what you think about our roadmap, the features, what you like, what you don't like. This is meant for a benefit to you. So let's jump right into it. We've got some interesting updates from the previous month here. So first of all, I think I mentioned this was getting, I'll say fixed. A little bit of mea culpa on this one. But when we released our Intune to everyone, we gave everyone a free trial till end of year. And then I killed it, and I had not kept the Intune NFR. So that's been put back in place. Everyone's got an NFR. That way you can use it for free on your own tenant. You can experience it. If you need it for a customer, then you can try it out before you, reach out to us and buy it. So do give that a try. And in terms of improvements, I had mentioned that we were working on additional device configuration types. So we've added those in there now. So iOS is in there, Mac OS is in there. And then, of course, Microsoft has different template types, and you can access them from different areas in the portal. We consolidate that all to a single area. So the device configuration policies that you do, or the device configurations that they're called in the other product area, are all rolled into the one configuration section in Intune, and you can access them all there. Moving along, Defender has received some updates. Again, I think I had talked about that coming soon. So we did get a lot of feedback um, around getting the instructions on how to satisfy the Defender security recommendations. So now they're all built in. If you click the little blue icon, we'll tell you exactly how you need to set up the policy in order to satisfy that recommendation. Of course, you'll set up that policy once, you'll import it in Augmentt and replicate it across your customers, or you can use our out-of-box policies that satisfy our requirements. The other nice win is we now have the ability to deploy policies with user impersonation protection, so you can enable those and choose the users that should be protected and the domains, and I'll add that the edit capability is coming soon. So obviously you deploy these to a tenant and then they'll add or remove people or domains, and you need to be able to edit those. That work is complete and will be shipping in the next sprint. We dropped a nice big new feature on the Engage side of things as well. So your L1 team can now do distribution list management. So I'll show you in a second when you go in Engage, there's a new distribution list submenu. You'll see your current environments lists and a bunch of valuable details around it. You can create brand new distribution lists, edit them, delete them, obviously assign your owners and members, which I think is actually oddly a great benefit because in Entra ID, you can't actually manage your owners. You have to go over to the Exchange portal to do those. So as once again, we consolidate all that API data, we bring it all to you in one front end, and we've made it two panels to manage your owners and members, not three deep like Microsoft. So a nice little quick win on the UX side there. And then this was a nice ask. I think it initially came through our community forum, but we know, I mean, we look at our statistics. We know you guys leverage our reports a lot. We get that feedback constantly that we have the most useful reports, the most customer-friendly reports in the space. And you wanted to do a little bit more. You wanted to be able to filter down the reports and then actually display it like that. And what we were doing at the time is you could filter down the UI anytime you would export it. Um, we would regenerate the whole report rather than specifically what's on the screen. So now across all our reports, if you filter them, sort them, etc., that's what you're getting in the manual export. So for example, here you'll notice on the screen that I'm only showing MFA status of signed and blocked. That was a filter that I added before pulling this export. Um, we've done some other improvements. So back in the day, and I'm talking 4 years ago now because I've been here for quite a while, we were trying to provide some value on the threat report. The space wasn't super mature. The report itself was a lot of the value out of the product. And so we obviously put a limit to that thing. Today we want you guys to just prospect and grow as much as possible. We don't care how many times you export this thing. So we've removed the once per quarter limitation. Again, for those of you who may not be aware, and contact our support team if you need help doing it. But anytime you create a company in Augmentt, whether it be a GDAP Magic Link that adds a company, or here in the manual setup, if you remove all the licensing, you can still add the company. We still ingest all the data, and then you can get the threat report for free. But we're taking it one step further, and I'll show you this in a second. But we're also about to make it easier to switch between prospecting and active mode. So instead of remembering to remove the toggles, you'll simply, when adding or importing companies, decide if they should be in prospecting mode or active managed mode, and that'll take care of it for you. And we will be also giving away the security posture audit for your prospecting needs. All our most successful clients, what they actually do is they assign licenses for a short amount of time. They pull the full posture report and the threat report, and they combine those insights to go win deals. We know this is the case. We help them do it with our managed service, literally. And so we're giving this to everyone. It benefits you and it benefits us. I'll show you how that's, and I should say again, just a quick reminder, this one is a coming soon. So it's complete. It's going through testing right now, and that's going to ship between now and the next time we see each other. And on the coming soon side, I want to say I spoke about this a little while back that we were working on additional posture drift alerts, essentially for every single one of our current posture items. So a more systematic system. That's actually been released and is running in the background. We're doing some validation, fine tuning, etc., to make sure that it's squeaky clean, and then we'll be able to turn that on. So a little bit of delay on that coming out. I don't have an exact ETA, but it's progressing well. So let me jump into the product now, and we'll walk through the items we just talked about. Great time to drop in some questions in the Q&A while I'm trying to find the right screens here. All right, here we go. So Intune NFR, I think is pretty obvious. If you're on your primary company, that always shows up right at the top. You'll get full Intune access. when we go into our policy management, I was talking about the ability to see all the device configuration types. So they show up in this UI here. And of course, you can deploy them. So you'll see all the types available here. So this is live, and you can leverage this now. As I jump into our security posture, you will see that the blue shields are the Defender posture security recommendations. And so by clicking them, you will get the how to configure that policy if you wanted to build it out and pull it into Augmentt in order to replicate it across your customers and satisfy, those specific security recommendations. Of course, if you simply go to Defender and look at our templates, we have some Augmentt default ones that are there as well that were built out to satisfy our security recommendations. Uh, and let's see, I've got my impersonation settings here. So if I go to deploy a policy on the anti-phishing side, and I'll pick like the more aggressive one. So this is the new section right here where I've got I can choose to enable or not my impersonation settings, and then choose which users should be included, as well as the domains. And we'll show you your list of domains here. You can choose the all. So these weren't there before, right? So you could choose what it should target in terms of users, groups, and domains, but the impersonation settings couldn't be set even if they were enabled in your policy. So they ended up being enabled, but no users targeted. So now you can do that. And again, as I mentioned, the edit functionality of this so that you can edit it live in an existing policy is on its way. I'll jump over to Engage now. So we talked about distribution lists. So when you go to Engage, you've got your distribution list. We'll list all of the distribution groups in your environment. Of course, you can switch between tenants, very easily and see those. And then you can click into them, get all the details for that specific one. Obviously, we can edit them, add users, modify names, emails, etc., owners, and so on. So that's full distribution, basically full distribution management available to your L1 teams so that they can do those on the fly. Of course, you can create a brand new one as well right up here rather than editing existing ones. And then I will move over to the reports section. I'll use the MFA report as my example here. And so we'll see here that, what I could do is say I'll pick something different than the screenshot I did initially, but I'll find all the accounts that are not protected that are a global admin. We have a ton of global admins on our test environment, and then I can pull an export of that, and it is absolutely supposed to respect the settings that we've just filtered, and the sorts would work as well, actually. There we go. Yay, we've got admins that are not protected. Test works. And this should be, again, working across the MFA report, the security posture audit export, your summary, license report, etc. And then we are on a dev environment, so I can quickly show you that if we go to, for example, our CSP environment, and I'm jumping ahead to the coming soon. So this part here, you won't have live. The rest up till now, you have live in your environment today. But if you create a magic link, very soon you'll have the type of environment you want to build out. So if I do prospective, it's turning off all the licensing. And if I do active, I can choose what I want my licensing to be. And then everything else remains the same. And then what this will do is it'll create a customer basically with no licensing applied. But I can still go to the security posture, choose that prospecting client, and we'll even let you know. So you'll come in here and you may realize, hey, I don't have any configuration capabilities. What's up, Augmentt? Well, we're reminding you here that this is a prospecting client. It's in read-only mode, but you can absolutely do your export, and you can go to the threat report as well and do an export as you've typically been able to do. The only difference is we've removed the limitation of how many you can export, so you can export it as many times as you want. Let me see. I'm going to catch up on a couple of questions here. So for the coming soon prospective Magic Link option, is that using read-only GDAP relationship? So it is not. That's one thing we have not built out yet. So the relationship will be there, full permissions as you need today. So the moment that you win the deal, which our partners often do, you can simply enable secure, assign to licensing, and you get full functionality in the product. Of course, that doesn't fully stop you if you'd rather create your own relationships with least privilege, for a prospecting client that feels uncomfortable initially providing you the permissions. You can do that, and then you can still manually create the tenant in prospecting mode in Augmentt, not assign any licenses, and move ahead. So a little less sleek, but absolutely possible. I will switch back to our quick presentation here. If I can find it. Perfect. So let's touch a little bit on the roadmap as we always do. So obviously dropped a bunch of new features here. Um, Posture drift alertings in the background. We're doing some improvements on our workflows as well. So that's the typical workflows you're used to today in your conditional access, Defender, uh, Intune. And what we're doing is we're going to build out a system. So right now, what may happen, I'll give an example, is you'll drop a bunch of groups, use Augmentt's baseline on the group side of things, release groups. You need to refresh the environment for it to pick up those groups so that you can then leverage them in your conditional access deployments into and so on and so forth. So we're removing that need. It's going to essentially inline pull that data back and be essentially immediately available, within minutes or less rather than the time to sync an environment. So that should allow you to speed things up in terms of when you're onboarding clients and trying to get things deployed out there. Manual group creation. So you can already import your groups, baseline them, deploy them. You may want to create them just through Augmentt to get things going, or create a group on the fly based on a customer request. That's in the works. Intune mobile policies are being highly requested. So those are the MAM, mobile application management policies. Uh, so that's currently being worked on. And then the prospecting improvements I just talked about. Of course, there's a lot to come next in Tune, and then the security milestones that I've been talking about are next on the docket to create some significant improvements and align us to compliance models as well. Let's see if any questions are popping up here. Nope, I think we're good. Okay, so I'll touch a little bit. If you haven't been following, we're on our third part of an Intune series. So this is for your techs. If you want to get deep dive into how to do Intune management, literally setting up policies, setting up the initial environment, your device config policies, your compliance policies. And there we go. Robert's dropping that in the chat for us. You can sign up for that. I'm sure if you ask nicely, he'll include the links to the previous sessions as well. I believe our third one is touching on conditional access policies within Intune, as well as app protection policies. And then depending on what else we'll have time to do in that hour. So check that out. We're getting rave reviews, and there we go. He's dropping the links for us in the chat. And then next, we've also got a webinar coming up with Harrison Barron from Growth Generators. And we know this internally, obviously. Our most successful partners actually get their sales and marketing teams inside the platform, right? So it's not just a tool for you technicians. As much as we love you guys, if you're still being bothered to pull reports and hand them out, come and check this out. See how you can empower your internal teams to simply log in the platform, self-serve on the reporting, and how they should position that in conversation. So that's a really good one. And get your sales side of the team into the conversation. And of course, if any of you are going to any of the events, come and see and meet our team. You may be new to us, you may be an existing partner. We'd love to see you guys. We love to get in-person feedback, of course, and we might have some cool stuff at the booth as well. So that's it for today. I'll keep it open for another minute or so. If any questions pop up, we'd definitely be happy to answer them. I'm going to just go through the chat here, make sure I haven't missed anything, but usually Levi's pretty much on top of that stuff. No, I think we are all good here. No new questions coming in. Again, thanks everyone for your time. We really appreciate it. Um, Everyone, our emails are first.last@augmentt.com. If you got any questions for us, we're available. We're open as a company. Reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you, answer questions, and we'll see you next month.